Dmitry Bilozerchev was born on February 5, 1965, in the city of Zhukovsky, near Moscow, Russia, then part of the Soviet Union. From an early age, Bilozerchev exhibited physical strength and agility that would serve him well in gymnastics. Growing up in an era where the Soviet Union dominated gymnastics, he was introduced to the sport at a young age. His initial foray into gymnastics was influenced by his family's support and the country's strong infrastructure for developing athletic talent. Bilozerchev's athletic journey began at the young age of 6, when he joined a local gymnastics school. Under the guidance of coaches who recognized his potential, Dmitry quickly demonstrated his ability to excel in the sport. His early training focused on building the foundational skills needed to perform the complex routines that would later make him one of the sport's most renowned athletes. By the time he reached his teenage years, Bilozerchev was already considered one of the brightest young talents in Soviet gymnastics. Early success and entry into senior competitions. Bilozerchev's rapid rise in gymnastics saw him progressing quickly through the ranks. In his teens, he began competing at national and international competitions. His performances stood out for their combination of power, precision, and artistry, which would become his hallmark in later years. At the age of 16, Dmitry made his international debut at the 1981 European Gymnastics Championships, where he earned the attention of the gymnastics community for his remarkable ability and composure. By 1982, Bilozerchev was a fixture in the Soviet national gymnastics team, competing at major events and solidifying his position as one of the country's top gymnasts. His versatility and talent on all apparatuses became apparent, although it was on the floor exercise and pommel horse where he truly excelled. His performances were marked by intricate routines, fluidity of movement, and the execution of highly difficult skills, characteristics that would define his career. Career peak. Dominance at the 1983 World Championships and 1984 Olympics. Bilozerchev's career reached its peak in the mid-1980s when he cemented his legacy as one of the greatest gymnasts of his era. In 1983, at the World Artistic Gymnastics Championships held in Budapest, Hungary, Dmitry achieved what would become one of the most memorable performances in the history of gymnastics. He won 6 medals, including 4 golds. An accomplishment that set a new standard for excellence in the sport. His victories included gold in the individual all-around, pommel horse, and floor exercise, as well as a gold in the team event with the Soviet Union. The 1983 World Championships performance marked Bilozerchev as one of the most dominant gymnasts of the time. His mastery of the pommel horse, in particular, earned him the nickname, the Prince of Pommel Horse, as his routines became the benchmark for future generations. His ability to maintain impeccable form and execute precise, powerful routines on this apparatus was unparalleled, setting a high standard for gymnasts who followed in his footsteps. Though Bilozerchev's achievements in 1983 were extraordinary, the pinnacle of his career came in 1984 when he was set to compete in the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. However, due to the Soviet Union's boycott of the Games, Bilozerchev was unable to participate. This decision marked a significant moment in his career, as the Olympics were widely regarded as the greatest opportunity for a gymnast to prove their superiority on the global stage. Despite the disappointment, Bilozerchev remained focused on his goals, and his career continued to thrive. Main achievements and impact on the sport. Dmitry Bilozerchev's achievements in gymnastics extended beyond his medal counts. He became known for his impeccable artistry and the sheer difficulty of his routines. His influence on the sport is seen not only in his medal tally but also in his role as a trailblazer for future generations of gymnasts. Some of Bilozerchev's key achievements include 6 gold medals at the 1983 World Championships. This performance remains one of the greatest in gymnastics history. Winning 6 medals, including 4 golds, Bilozerchev demonstrated unmatched versatility and mastery across multiple apparatuses, including floor exercise, pommel horse, and the all-around competition. 4-time Soviet national champion. Bilozerchev's dominance on the national stage was clear as he secured multiple titles at the Soviet National Championships. His consistency and excellence in competition earned him the respect of his peers and coaches alike. Iconic routines. Bilozerchev was known for his innovative routines, which incorporated both creative choreography and impressive difficulty. His floor exercise and pommel horse routines, in particular, were considered groundbreaking and remain influential in modern gymnastics. His ability to blend artistry with strength and precision set a new standard for gymnasts to aspire to. Influence on gymnastics techniques. Bilozerchev's gymnastic skills, particularly in the pommel horse, were groundbreaking. His routines on the pommel horse were so perfect that they became the reference point for judging future performances. He elevated the level of technique and artistry in gymnastics, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in the sport. Legacy in Soviet and Russian gymnastics. While Bilozerchev's competitive years were relatively short, his impact on Soviet and Russian gymnastics was lasting. He trained numerous gymnasts who followed in his footsteps, passing on his techniques and philosophies to the next generation. Final years and life after gymnastics. Bilozerchev's competitive career began to decline in the late 1980s, partly due to the physical toll gymnastics took on his body. After the peak of his career in 1983, his performances were affected by injuries, and by the end of the decade, Bilozerchev had retired from competitive gymnastics. Though his time in the international spotlight was short, his legacy in the gymnastics world continued to resonate for years to come. In the years following his retirement, Bilozerchev stayed involved in the sport, focusing on coaching and mentoring younger gymnasts. His expertise and knowledge were highly sought after, and he worked with many rising stars in the gymnastics community, helping them refine their skills and elevate their performances. Outside of gymnastics, Dmitry led a relatively low-profile life, staying largely out of the public eye. He became a respected figure in Russian sports, contributing to various initiatives aimed at developing gymnastics talent and promoting the sport within Russia. Over the years, he maintained his passion for gymnastics, sharing his experiences with future generations. In his later years, Bilozerchev was recognized for his outstanding contributions to the sport. He received numerous accolades, including being inducted into various gymnastics halls of fame. His accomplishments were celebrated, and he was acknowledged as one of the greatest gymnasts in history.